Hello, everybody. Another Survival Saturday. I'm your host, Ben Shooten, and today we're going to be talking about how skilled are you with the gear you have. And that's the things that we need to go over and discuss. What gear you have, how much gear you have, what are you buying, and let's hear your thoughts and your views.
Turning of the tide.
Hey, how's it going,
Going
bro?
through all the events of why I wore this shirt today. I guess it was
How's
just
everybody
people
doing?
were complaining about
All
it
right.
being overexposed on the last live stream. So today we're going to be talking
Over
about
here.
force
What's
multiplier.
going on, Big Coy?
Corey, what's up? What's up?
All
How you
right.
doing, Benjamin? MHP, how you doing?
How's it going? How's it going, Black Pawn Dexter? How's everything?
It's going good. Going good.
That's
It's
good.
getting
That's
organized.
good. Yeah, man. I
Yes.
was just looking over a lot of things of the previous Saturdays that we've done, and this topic it hits everything that we need to discuss. Is how skilled are you with the gear you have? Okay,
That's
how you
a
doing?
very, very prudent topic because I think a lot of times, I'm guilty as the next person. We get caught up in getting gear
Mm-hmm.
and thinking we can buy, our way to survival, but survival ultimately comes down to your skill level in certain situations, critical situations. So
Yes.
that's something that you have to practice. You're
True.
not. A lot of people aren't born with these things. You're not born knowing how to do certain things. You may have some intuition, but you don't want to depend on that. You want to be able to depend on something that's practiced and perfected to the best of your ability. Not meaning you have to be perfect, but
Yeah.
you have to at least be skillful. So I
So
think
true.
that's very, very important, you know. So uh gear's good. We all love it, but let's get some skill while we're at it. That's very, very important.
That is so true.
What's up, Coy? See you up in here.
Yeah. That's Coy and TK up in here.
TK, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, man.
So I've gone through and made some lists of some stuff,
Yeah.
it's interesting when I started going through, some of the basics. I know in the Air Force, even in the Boy Scouts, they teach you different things on what it takes to survive. And out the box, I don't think firearms was ever on any of those lists. They never mentioned
Yeah.
firearms anywhere in those essential uh, things that you need. So first of all, I think we know need to define what is skill. What is skill? And
Yes.
basically, that's the ability to do something well. So again, not meaning that you're an expert, but just being able to do something well, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So let's define that. Once we've defined it, then we can go into what do you need to survive? What is survival? What things do we have to have or have to be looking for? And then that's going to determine the gear that we need. So
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the things that we were taught, the rule of threes. You have to have shelter first. You have to have water, and then
Yeah.
you have to have food. So again, firearms aren't on that list. They can help you to get some things on that list, particularly food if you're skilled at, hunting. But then again, getting out there and practicing. You know, I know. I think I've been hunting one time, uh, and that was like when I was a kid. So is my skill level as high as somebody that's out there each and every day? I see a bunch of people who they post like Junior. He gets out there. He's hunting all the time out in the wilderness. So of course he has that skill set perfected. He has the ability. He knows if he
Yes.
needed food, he can go out there and do that. So that would be something I would need to work on. So as far as my skill set to get food. So again, that rule of threes. Shelter. How do you make a shelter? You can buy it. You can go out and buy a tent. I have tents right over here. But have I ever put them up? And my answer to that question, yes. But a lot of people have purchased tents and never pitched them. So,
True.
what good does that do? I'm sure you, in your experiences, have been out there and had to pitch different types of tents, whether it's a tarp type tent. Finn Green, what's up? What's up? So
Yeah.
again,
GMF.
practicing what we're purchasing or what we have available to us. Whether it's a simple tarp, learning the ins and outs of putting that up.
Well, I, I
So
I agree with that too, because on our skill set that we have to learn, most people they can hunt individually, they cannot hunt with a group.
mhm,
So that's the skill set that we had to look at. Was we both was in the service. It was to do multitasking, also individually or with a group. And
exactly. You have to be able to work, in that group setting, and have those force multipliers. Be able to
yeah,
get out there and make you more efficient, more successful. Because
yeah,
again, working in groups is always going to be better than being out there alone. Putting up a tent in the shelter. You may have to put up, work with other people, being able to do those type of things. So again, working in groups is always, very
true,
important.
true.
His calibers, the types of weapons, and work them before I get multiple systems. That's excellent, Corey. That's exactly actually what when I got my list, I had called it the Tim Duncan list. So I particularly went out and chose certain weapons, certain calibers, and then also maintaining proficiency with those. So everything that I have, I shoot. And I'm thinking about even, scaling back. I don't have a whole lot. I think they were saying like 15 or 20 is like having a lot. I haven't reached that number yet, but the weapons that
Yeah,
I do have, I'm able to use. I'm proficient with them. I have ammunition for them, and I train with those. So we have to be able to make sure we have that mindset because it's nice to have. Again, hey Santi, what's up?
oh,
Have those weapons. It's nice to collect,
yeah.
but what are we collecting for? So again,
House of
to
Siege,
see
that
what's up.
key.
So yeah, that's very very important, Corey. I'm sure
Yeah.
you feel the same, Richard. Right?
Oh yeah. Like I said, a lot of things that I stress a lot, man, and I want to get everybody. Make sure you get that map. Make sure, and that compass and start working on your compass. You don't go out there and buy $200 binoculars. You can just go to Wally World and get you some of these like this. Just enough where you can scan the view of the area you're going to and where you came from, you know.
And
There we
that's
go.
important for a lot of different reasons
There we
because,
go. Yeah.
if you can see a threat before it can see you,
Yeah.
you're already ahead of the game. If you're hiking
Oh, yeah.
cross country and you're going through an area, you want to be able to, scope out that area and get intel on that area before you
Yeah.
start sending yourself and your friends and family through that area. So you can pick
Yeah.
up on a lot of different things. So since humans don't have the best eyesight in the animal kingdom, use those as another force multiplier that you have in your kit. And go out and use it. Not just have it in your backpack. Go out and adjust these things. They have, focal points that you need to adjust. You don't want to get out into the field and find, oh, how do these work? And is this better? Is that better? Get out there, adjust them, have them pre-adjusted for a certain distance. So when you get out there, you can just pull them out and start spending less time adjusting because it may be a situation where you may have to get in and out quickly. You don't want
True.
to be sitting
True.
there fumbling this, that, and the other, and then you get spotted and may cause some other
Mm.
problems. So get out, test your gear. Even if it's just for fun, go out, look at some birds. Okay, how does it work when I'm looking at this? How does it work when I'm looking at that? So just get out
Yeah.
there and do that. Just don't get caught looking in your neighbor's window. Though. Don't be saying
Matt brought up a
DP
good
told
thing.
you exactly.
Okay, we got to stop the bleed skills now. It's develop online every Saturday at 3. Uh,
There we go. My
yeah.
favorite North Florida Tactical. I'm going to sign up for a course. That's on my list. I did 3 training sessions last year.
Yeah.
This year I'm upping it to 4, and one of those are going to be North Florida Tactical. They had one in November, but I was on call. I couldn't get to it. But that is an important thing. Skill. We're talking about skill. You need those skill sets. You need to get out
Oh,
there and get training. Reading the book is good, but hands-on, especially with those
yes.
brothers out there who have that practical information, that practical applied knowledge and information. Sign up for that course. There's another brother, Dottie Bio, in Texas. I'm signing up for his course this coming year because he
Yeah.
can. So get those skill sets. You can buy the gear, but you can't buy skill.
Oh yeah, we're proud of you, House of Siege. Yeah, that's great. That's the start. That's a start. And make sure y'all get those boots.
There you
Break
go.
those boots in, because when
Get you a
your
good
feet go
compass
down,
and
you go down.
yeah, just and sometimes just start. So just walk around, your own house and look at points in your house or look at points in your parking lot. Say, okay, this is the azimuth for this, and that's the azimuth for that, and start playing with. You'd be surprised how fun that is.
Yeah.
And then you just go out for if you do your walks every day. What I do with my son is I'm like, okay, shoot an azimuth to that tree and do
Oh
a
yeah.
base count from there, and then I'm going to at this point on your map, mark that and show me what the azimuth is to that. And, once the so let's make it a fun kind of experience for yourself.
And this is the one I got offline. Life straw. It's personal.
Now, one thing I need to do, I have life straws.
Yeah.
I've never used it, so maybe I
Test.
need to go out and find myself maybe not so dirty pool of water, but a pool of water, and go out there and put it in there because
Just
there's a way that you have to use that. You have to get down close to the water and suck it up,
true.
and it doesn't filter it into something. You have to
Yeah.
put that in a secondary container. So
Yeah.
having practicing on that, whether it's in do you start out in your bathtub doing that?
Yeah,
If you
well, you
don't
can
feel
do that with your
comfortable.
sink. Get you some dirt. Put
Exactly.
some in the
Just
sink.
practice on doing that.
Yeah.
Also, knowing how to disinfect using bleach or other tablets and stuff like that. Just get out there and do that. There's information online on how to disinfect your water. And again, I keep talking about what happened in Texas, but we had to go to a contaminated water alert for a week because the water purification system was down. So it can really, really, really come in handy. See, there you go. That minute. See, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So you can never be too safe. Practical application, skill. Having it in my bag is one thing.
Yeah.
Actually getting out there and using it is something else. So everything in our kit, whatever we buy, let's just get out there and start using some of that stuff. Another thing
Utilize
is,
them.
yeah, another thing I think we're going down the list. We talked about what skill is, the rule of threes, shelter, water, and lastly food. Then there are like 5 basic survival skills.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 things that are going to need if you get into a situation. You're going to need to be able to make a fire. You're going to be
Yes.
able to build or put up a shelter. You're going to need to be able to signal or communicate with other people. Signaling covers a whole gamut of things. You're going to need to be able to get food and water. And then lastly, you're going to have a need at some point to have some kind of first aid. And that's, my level of expertise. I've got a lot of experience in that. And I can't count how many times I've had to use it, in my time on the planet. So first aid is something that we all have to get comfortable and get proficient at. So again, get out there, get that stop the bleed course. Get that learning how to use a tourniquet course, learning how to get that first responders course. If you want to take it to higher levels, you can go as high, become an instructor, this, that, and the other. But again, our for tactical and a couple other people out there have those
Mm-hmm.
things. So let's set a goal for ourselves. Like I said, this coming year, I'm signing up for 4 courses. I'm doing 4 courses. I did 3 last year. This year I'm going to up it, 4. So let's set some goals for yourself. If it's just you're a little bit hesitant, just pick one. Pick one course and go out there and support somebody. First of all, that's supporting people out there that are trying to do some good, and then you're getting something from it. You're getting something that you can give back and maybe help someone in your family or in your community at a point to where they may need that help. So let's get out there and do some of that thing, some of these things.
Yeah, that's also I want to think about to reiterate and ask you, Black Poindexter. We went over it a while back, a couple of few Saturdays ago. What type of first aid kits that you can let everybody know what first aid kits to buy, what they should have, what first aid kits to buy, or what to look for when they're looking for a first aid kit.
Let's that individual first aid kit that they call an IFAC kit. You should always
Yeah,
be able to take care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of somebody else. So, I have several IFACs that I have. I keep these, one in my bag. I keep one in my car. I have another bag that I have that has additional first aid. Then I have, of course, my larger bag, but I have several of these. And I could tell you what to put in them, but it's going to vary based on the individual, based on your level of knowledge,
yeah,
based on your need, based on your understanding of a lot of different things. But everybody should have those. You can buy an empty container. There are a couple of places that sell these, Mountain Man Medical, a couple other places that are out there that they sell complete kits. Those tend to be very, very expensive. I do have one or two of their products. but I also go out and I build out, my own
Nick,
personal
I
ID,
get
and it varies. So I
true.
have this in there. It has my Gorilla Glue for multiple reasons. It has, of course, the first thing in there that I have, and I also have this on my person, the tourniquet, the cat tourniquet. It has, also a rat tourniquet because people don't understand that you can't use these cat tourniquets on children or your pets. People value their pets, but you can't put this on, say, your dog's leg or this, that, and the other. So you should have, that rat tourniquet. I've gotten that more and more into my kits and use those on children
Now,
and
would
your
you
pets as
say
well.
would you say also would that be a stationary first aid kit or a travels kit or both?
Well, yeah, you should have one stationary, but these go with me.
Okay,
I have like this big one. This is basically my home kit, and it's right big,
stationary.
huge,
Okay,
that I have for all purposes. So I have one of these in my car and in the
okay,
home. So that has everything in it. So that's that stationary home, but I can go mobile with it.
okay.
But I'm not going to be out there in the field carrying that big kit. I have one, a backpack size one. I have
Hmm.
multiple of these, but this is that individual first aid kit. So you have your tourniquet, you have your some kind of a hemostatic agent, you have your gauzes for packing wounds, you have,
Yeah.
you know, things for sprains, you have a high vent. So if you have a penetrating chest injury, you can put some type of uh,
The reason why I asked
dressing.
that question also, we just want to let the people out there know that you have a first aid kit small enough you can put in your bug out or bug in bag, and making sure you
Mhm.
don't have something too big that overrides the stuff that you need to survive with.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I have, stuff not only in here, I have stuff on my belt. So I have my, my belt that I have another, kit on. I have my vest right here on the back of my vest. I also
Hmm.
have another kit. But you want to be able to stop bleeds, control bleeds, light sprays, boo-boo kits, is that what they call it? You get the little small things.
Yeah.
So you want to, be able to address, those everyday type situations as well as maybe some, more intensive situations. But tourniquet goes a long way. Learning how to use tourniquets, knowing how to stop bleeding. So having packing materials, of course, nitrile gloves, so you protect yourself from that, but and also don't expose people to latex who have latex allergies. So there's specific type of gloves. Again, be able to put on pressure dressings and things of that nature. So
Hmm.
that's what's typically in those type of kits. And then you can personalize them. You could put, suture materials if you have those kind of expertise. But just for a IFAC kit, those are some of the basics. And there's lots of information materials. Again, brothers in Florida, I'm sure they go over some of the things that you should have in those kits. But again, you have to personalize them as well because everybody's
Yeah.
situation is different. So, but what's in my kit, you're not feeding someone else's kit, but it's going to cover some of those basic things. Same thing in my larger kit. I'm able to intubate and do those kind of things too. So I have an ambo bag. I have, oral airways. I have, ET tubes and stuff. I have laryngoscopes because I have that level of expertise that I did for 20 years. So
Hmm.
that's an extreme situation that I would only do that.
Yeah.
But you want to start somewhere, and the basic thing is
True.
start with that IFAC kit. Have those available. Have one in your car. So if you roll up on somebody in an NVA motor vehicle accident, you have a penetrating injury to a limb, you can throw on the tourniquet. You know how to, and the importance of knowing when and when not to put that up on there. So that's very important to start getting that information and then practicing it, using it, practical application, getting the course, get your skill set up, and practice it every day because it's a diminishing skill, just like everything else. So we have to be able to do it, not only when we're in, peace and quiet of our home, but when all hell's breaking loose, when your heart rate's 200 and your
Oh,
pants are full of crap, as they say, you have to be able to do it then.
that's so true. Yeah. I mean, adrenaline flowing, and you got that running, and man, things are out there, man.
Yeah. And I talked about the high grip, the chest seals. You can jerry rig or I have in my everyday bag that I carry, I have multiple, pieces of plastic that are pre-cut. Because if you get into a mass shooting situation, be able to put a three-sided seal on there with a little piece
Hmm.
of uh, plastic that can, aid in, doing some of those things if you have run out of high vents or this or that. But again, you have to be trained and know when and how to use that. If somebody's bleeding out, and you're worried about, a chest wound, immediate chest wound, but you see a arterial bleed, what's more important? And I know I like what those brothers are doing too, when they have their question and answers on, okay, level of priority, what's more important, this, that, and the other. You have to be able to prioritize and they call triage of situations and
True.
handle them accordingly in the proper order. Otherwise, yeah, you may put that chest on right away and you've helped that, but that wasn't an issue at that time. They didn't have attention or anything like that.
Oh,
They're dying out
yeah.
from a femoral artery bleed or something else that's going on. So we have to get information and practice what we learn, and
Yeah,
in a practical
that's a good
application.
thing.
So you know,
But yeah, it's some things
very
also
what's up?
too that we want people to iterate too on the first aid kit. Also in your bag, make sure you have other items to survive because a full loadout of gear for a week worth of travel, you have to look at that in your kits. Making sure you have first aid now. Make sure you have, I like to have one of these in my bag. In case I get somewhere and it starts a fire or something in the forest or smoke or something like that you want to have. Make sure you have one of these. Also, if you have personal items, go out and get your little otter box. It's small, it's compact, it's waterproof, it has a seal around it. So, make sure everything's good
Again,
to go. You know, little things
some
like
of the
that.
things Matt was talking about. You have your quick clot,
Yeah.
that's your pressure bandage, that's your high
Hmm.
vent for penetrating chest injuries. You have different types of gauze to help plug wounds or wrap wounds, or any other. You have your elastic. So these are just some of the basics. You have a pin, so if you put, this tourniquet on, you can mark the time and date. That's very important when you get in there, so you have your pin. So this is, things that are in my kit. You have a good pair of scissors, because sometimes you may not be able to tell whether or not somebody is wounded or injured. So you have to cut off those garments once you're established that what you're going to do. You're not going to walk to somebody and start cutting their clothes off. So you want to talk to them as you're doing that. So have a good pair of scissors that can cut through different materials of that nature. So that's
Yeah.
that IFAC, that individual first aid kit. It's not meant to be super extensive, but be able to provide that basic level of care so that you can get that person out of a dangerous situation. And of course, you never enter any situation without first assessing it, making sure it's safe for you, because a lot of times people will walk into active shooting situations and they run in
True.
there and the shooter's right there. So the first rule is, make sure it's safe, make sure it's site safe before you even enter that situation. And then, hopefully you're not going in there by yourself. So you have your partner, you're securing it, and somebody has your back as you're administering first aid to that person. Because I've seen personally in South Central LA, somebody, they shot down in the field going in there, and the first person's right there, like, get the F away. And,
Yeah.
they want to make sure that that person does not, make it to whatever, level of care. So at that point, you have to go ahead and do that unless you're ready to, enter into another dangerous situation. So it's like you have to kind of back up. So any situation you get in, you want to make sure it's a safe situation. Make sure you don't become a victim. You don't become another casualty. That's most important. You don't want to exacerbate that situation to where you're running into any situation. Uh, 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 yeah. So it's very important. Self care is the first
Mhm.
thing. Make sure you're safe and taken care of. Same thing with if you're entering a house. I think we talked about that before. If you're
Yeah.
that something, say people are passed out in there and you don't know what's going on, or there's a car left running in the garage. I've seen that before, and people who come from monoxide poisoning or gas left on. You want to make sure that any situation you get into,
Yeah.
your survival is paramount. Otherwise, you can't help anybody if you're down. You just make that
That's
situation worse
true.
while your partners have to come and drag you out. So that's always very, very important. You have to consider that. Be mindful. That's one of the things. Critical thinking is another thing that is a survival skill.
Yeah.
All these things, all this gear, all this stuff is good. And that's another thing.
Have
That's
one of
it.
these in your bag because you don't know what family member or what person is rolling with you have complications breathing. A little smoke can just, you know, destroy a person's respiratory system, and you want to make sure you have one of these in your bag also.
Yeah, I run
Charles
across that a
Henry,
lot. In the
How's it
Black
going?
community, asthma is one of the most prevalent diseases, especially among young kids. My brother and my sister both have asthma, so they've come into my brother actually coded from
Hmm.
that situation. And luckily, there was a nurse in the church. He passed out. He was a pastor, passed out, and there was a little kid in there who happened to see him go down, and he went face first into the sink. He was on the ground, busted out his teeth and everything, and the little boy was in there. Pastor boy, Pastor boy, Pastor boy, wake up, wake up! And his mom heard, and she opened the door, and he was already cyanotic, already blue. And she started, CPR, boom, boom, boom. Luckily, paramedics got there. His veins are constricted, but luckily his airways opened back up, and they were able to ventilate him and get him intubated. He made it to the hospital, made it through. But you never know those situations, so where you have to be prepared for. So always be ready, always be trained up because you never know who you may save.
Good question, House of Siege. Can I glue a cut close?
Yeah, you can do. There's certain things you can use. You can use certain tape. They have those staple guns, which I also have. You can use that just to try to, aid in the closing of that wound. You may want to pack it before you do some of that thing. Try to put pressure on there, direct pressure as much as possible. Pack it. Have your, if you have an arterial bleed and you can access that actual artery, you have things like hemostats that you can put in there and try to close it. Quick clot, that's another thing that's in there. Other situations you want to train to be able to use that, recognize the need to be able to use that. So there are definitely things that you can do to try to do some of that. Most direct thing is direct pressure. Get your gloves on, get you some packing, get you a pressure dressing, and try to hold that direct pressure. I just watched active self protection situation where the officers entered the home and the guy was holed up in the room. They all piled up in the room as they were trying to retrieve the guy's shot, got the guy's femoral artery, right? So his partner had to drag him out. She got her pressure dressing out, put it on the wound, and kneeled on it. That pressure actually saved his life. So putting that as much pressure as possible, especially on a large artery like the femoral artery, just kept that blood inside of him long enough to be able to get him to the hospital and
Whoa.
save his life. And that's the big thing. You want to keep as much blood in the person as possible. That's your job. What's
That's
up, Gunnar?
good.
What's
That's
going
good
on,
stuff.
gentlemen?
I saw you down there. I was typing up something. I was like, wait a minute, let me look. Uh, Somebody said, check your, I can hear you loud and clear over here, your audio, Black Poindex. Everything's good. I don't know if it's going in and out on their end, but I can hear you. Can you hear them, Guns and Hoover?
Yep,
Okay. All right. What's going on, man? What's going on?
man, nothing much. I know good old stuff, man. Good old. I know how to be on here Survival Saturdays, rocking with y'all. There's a there was a gentleman that I was just on live with JD Shooter, the gentleman that's doing African American for um gun rights.
Mhm.
And this guy does some really good stuff as well in survival because he does some good training and stuff like that. So there'll be a guy to reach out to Jay and stuff like that to talk to or have on here because he's all into same thing, setting a bug out bag, survival, going out there camping to kind of get yourself acclimated to being out there and first aid and all that kind of good stuff. So he's another asset if someone you want to bring on here as well.
We got to do
Okay.
that. We got to have
Good.
those
Yeah, we're
people.
gonna
We
look
got to
into
have
that
that
Yeah.
information, most definitely. And get
because
out there and do it.
that's what we really need, man. On a meetup, we need to have in between the years where we meet up and do survival gear stuff, training, first aid, just where
Thanks.
we can just go. Yeah, shooting is good, that is good, but surviving from a wound, what I'm saying, accidental shot, ricochet, whatever. We
Santee,
need
what
that,
up?
yeah,
Yeah,
we need that training.
well, facts. Yeah. So I guess I'll just here listening to y'all, man. Just trying to learn like everybody else, man.
Yeah, man, we just
Everybody else.
decided to hit this Saturday subject, man. Are you skilled with the gear you have? And
What about you, Gunnar Hookah? Do you feel your skill with all the gear you have?
I need work on some of it for sure.
And that's a
You
good,
know?
we have to all, be open. If you say, I'm not perfect, I'm Rambo, I can get,
No.
no, that's,
No.
that's
No. I'm not there. I know some stuff, but
yeah.
if I were to tell you that, man, I'm probably the last person you probably want to.
Yeah.
I know some people wait like, yeah, I would lead them to y'all before, like, hey, Hookah, what do you know about this? I'm like, hey, look, I got a couple more people I can lead you to that'll get you further to the promised land than I can. I could get you. You know, your page count. You know, I know basic first aid stuff like that. You know, I had to dig in the old military crates. I could definitely talk about comms. That's a very nice subject matter for me as well. But yeah, I still need work on a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a perfect place to be, and that's an exciting place to be because that means you always have something to learn. You always have
Facts.
something, to improve on. That's where we all are. If we are really, real
Man.
100%. Same
Facts.
with me. It's like there's tons of stuff I don't know, but that makes me more excited. Hey, I want to get in somebody's class to learn this. I want to try this. I want to practice it. I don't want to just hear it. I want to get out and see. Okay, how does that work? What's up, Spec Jay? What's up?
What's going on?
We got to get this
What's up,
information and then test it out. Make sure that it's it works for you.
No
you may
doubt.
have to modify it because everybody has different skill sets, levels of dexterity. It may work or not work for you. So you may have to adopt something. Hold it, do it this way, that way. So,
And that's a good question. That's a good question, QB.
Fitness that's
fitness
number one.
is something, because
it's definitely essential for sure.
Hand with first aid.
It's definitely essential.
If you can't put somebody on your back or pull somebody to a safe location, both of y'all can be dead weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, big facts.
Yeah.
So
I've been out there in the field having to hump somebody or pick somebody up and drag somebody and cursing the whole damn time. Man, you need to lose damn. We're pushing up the shove. You're going to have to do it. You have to move that way. So,
all big facts.
We need to get out there. That's why I think Body Bio's class.
Shout out to Jay the
He does practical application of force on force class. So I'm looking forward to taking several of his classes. He's up in Dallas. So that's something that we have to look at. We don't have to be, Olympic, ready shape, but you have to be able to get out there and, just move your body, be comfortable with, with your body and handle a situation. For
be at the rocks.
Things that I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to go all out, whether it's fighting with my sticks or knives or whatever else, all out for a minute. Can I go all out for a minute? And then build on that because hopefully I'm not in a fight for more than a minute. If I'm in a fight for longer than that, something's going terribly wrong.
Right.
Extricate myself or use some other kind of force. So can I do this for a minute? Can I do that for a minute?
So you took screaming? That screaming, the one with the sticks. And
a screamer? Yeah, I do that. I have my collie sticks, screamer sticks. So I'm thinking about start doing some videos on some of that. So just basic, stick fighting techniques and stuff like that. So I'll get into that.
I got into it and got out of it. That mother hit my knuckles, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, that's one of the best things to hit somebody's knuckles. It hurts like knuckles, wrist. It hurts. I can't tell you how many times I've had my knuckles. But you learn to keep your knuckles out of the way.
Yeah.
You learn, to make sure you don't get hit on those knuckles because that hurts. It hurts. So stick is my favorite weapon. That's one of my favorite weapons. It's
so there's House of Siege.
5 rounds, 5 minutes each of boxing on a heavy. Oof. Man, you'll get worn out, man. It'll get you worked out.
I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that seat. I'm like a minute and then I'm out. It's like I'm going exit stage drive, but I'm trying to build up to that 5 minutes.
Yeah, Santee, we saw it. We scoped him out. We know he got some martial arts skills.
Do that minute, I'm good. So I'll work up to that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good. What's going on, Gunslinger Peanut? How's it going?
Gunslinger, how's it going?
True Butter, Mamba, what's up?
Oh man, True Butter, what's going on? What's going on, Mamba?
So, what are some of you guys' goals on improving your skill level for the next year? Because we're in that holiday season where we're thinking about, at least for me, I get very reflective during this time of year. So I evaluate what I've done last year, and I try to evaluate, push, and see, okay, what am I going to do for the next year? So, you guys have any of those kind of things that you're looking to do?
Well, more investing. I'm gonna be virtually outside of mortgage. I'll be virtually debt free.
There we go.
Which is awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then I could definitely put more money in investing. like
Yeah.
more crypto. I'm
Yes.
some more bonds. Definitely want to get more stock investing. That's the fiscal side. The physical side
Which
definitely,
is important.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And knock off some of these poundages is just, you know, it's not a New Year's resolution. It's a life resolution. It's a
Yeah.
getting older. The doctors are like, yeah, you might want to cut back on that bacon. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. And shooting, I'm testing out a new firing position. So I got to learn that and dry fire exercises with that.
Facts.
That's going to be very interesting because it's going to be with a longer rifle. It's not with a short rifle at all. It's with a 36-inch barrel, 30-inch barrel or longer type rifle. So
I want to, yeah, same here. I want to get myself in, just give me a bag load out and just hit a trail up in the Smoky Mountains and see if how far I can go. If I can go 500 yards or just do a mile walk and just see where I'm at, see where my legs, my body is and everything like that, what I need to work on and everything. Because I want to just weigh myself out on that skill set.
right.
You know? And push-ups, yeah, that's true. I'll see, yeah, I'm getting my push-ups in, pull-ups, just things. Like I said, get that rucksack or get that body vest and get on that treadmill.
Yep.
All you got to do is walk, run, just start off. And that's what I'm looking at. My
I know
health,
people. Sorry, MHP. I may cut you off. Sorry.
no problem. Go ahead. Uh, Also, I just want to get myself spirituality, just get my right frame of mind.
That's always
Physical, mental,
ultimate.
financial, and spiritual. We all want to get that in line for next year. But this here is understanding as a group of people, a unity. We all need this,
Right.
and we're learning a lot. And hey, man, I'm just glad and happy we can do this because years ago, what do we have? MySpace or AOL? Or never thought of nothing like this. Look at us now. We can only see Donnie Simpson doing this on BET.
Donnie Simpson.
Jeez, man, you going
Yeah,
back?
that's important. I'm glad you said that, man, because that mental, spiritual, psychological health, we're under constant attack. We get a number of insults, to our psyche and, our well-being every day. Just the verbiage that's used and images that we see each and every day. So
Right.
we definitely have to speak on, taking care of that, taking care of this mind and this body, because it goes all together. You can't separate that mind, body, spirit. So making sure that we keep that intact helps us to get to the point to where we can, get to other things, get to that financial stability, like financial, not just stability, but becoming wealthy and passing on wealth and learning the importance of doing all that stuff. So those are fantastic, fantastic goals. And they all go hand in hand, be able to not just survive, but thrive. We want to get to the point where we're doing that as well. We have these skill sets, we have these things, which can also be, a financial boom. We can go out there and take these skill sets and market them and keep them and share them with other people and build businesses and communities and stuff like that. So it's a big, huge picture.
True.
That we're really looking at. So it can lead to a lot of good things. So that's great.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of people that lose weight, and again, weight's good, but they're doing a lot of studies now that we don't need to get focused on weight so much because there's a lot of people who are so-called, according to the medical establishment, overweight by their indices, but whether it's their ability to actually get out there and exercise, what is their aerobic health, what is this, that, and the other. So you don't so much shoot for a weight, but to be able to perform and do movements and do things that you want to do and still feel good, be able to do those effectively. So not get focused on that weight or a number, but focus on the ability to actually do things and move and, feel good and feel healthy and have your blood pressure at a certain point, having your glucose, at a certain point. So we have to kind of define those things for ourselves because a lot of the medical establishment numbers are pushing us towards modalities which are making them a lot of money. So they're going to get you on this pill. They're going to get you on this regimen, which really doesn't help the problem. Actually, it's probably going to cause 15 other problems because you're taking that medication for your blood pressure. And it's causing you to have diarrhea, this, the other, that, all this other stuff. So we need to establish some of those norms for ourselves. It's not as hard as we make it out to be, as they make it out to be. And start taking control of ourselves and our personal environments, our bodies.
100% facts.
So that's part of that survival again, knowing what your baseline is.
That's so true, man. That's so true.
Well, shoot, because I'm trying to think some other stuff that's going on. Like I said, these are definitely good times to learn, man. I just like we still got this plague still going. It ain't going nowhere for a while.
Crazy. The plague is,
it's getting worse because for whatever reason, But
one of the things we were talking about, earlier was, having, simple things that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a statistic that says that 90% of people in the United States are dehydrated right now. Clinically, you're dehydrated right now because you're drinking coffee, you're not pushing water, you're drinking sodas, this, that, and the other. So if something happens, you're already at a deficit. You're already behind the curve. Mm-hmm. So one of the simple things we could just do is drink more good water. Mm-hmm. That's all what Coy said, flexibility. That's another indices that most people can't, meet, just minimal things. As you get older, you need to practice, that flexibility that prevents injuries. Right now, I can still fall off my skateboard, roll and fall without breaking my hip. That takes, something that you have to keep and maintain and practice on. A lot of those injuries that we get as we get older are because we don't have that flexibility. We don't have the ability to, absorb insults. So you have to stay active in order to maintain that. So drink some water, people.
Right.
Don't be in that 90%, be in that 10%, make that 90% go down to 80%. So that way when you get out into a survival situation, you're already dehydrated from the start. So if you have to push yourself, you're already, behind the curve.
No, that's true. That's true. So, give me some water. People. I definitely try to drink water because I smoke hookahs, and that dehydrates you off the rip. Shout out to Black Poindexter for becoming a new hookah person, hookah light.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so water is definitely key. Keeping yourself hydrated is key when you're in there as well. You just got to drink
your kidneys. That helps everything else. So, we see again, so many people, kidney disease is prevalent in our community.
Oh yeah,
high blood pressure. Let's see people drinking all these sodas and things that aren't good for us. Got to push that water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've stayed away from sodas for so many years, but I have my ginger ale every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just think about that. Half your body weight in water. That's a lot of water.
That's a lot.
I'm not anywhere near. I try to drink water, and I know I'm still coming up with a deficit. So let's just start doing some real simple things.
Yep. Got to.
Yeah, you got to. You got to stay healthy, man. You got to inundate yourself, man, with healthiness, man. Mm-hmm. And the main thing, when the older you get, I have this problem. I think I can eat something at 10, 30, 11 at night. Like, yeah, I'm good. Next morning, I'm waking up like, whoa.
You're right. The worst thing we can do to ourselves when we get older. So,
yeah.
I was like,
So, ain't but a bag of chips, I'll be all right, man. Shit.
Yep. Find out the hard way.
You feel the difference too, man.
Yep.
When you're dehydrated, at least I can feel it. I can tell. It's just,
oh man,
everything's just harder to do.
Yeah.
My body's just dragging. It's just joint. It's not. It's good. So yeah, push that water, people.
QB, that's big facts, man. You may, shoot, that's big facts. Might have to have you come on this joint, QB. I could definitely fall back.
Yeah, come on in, man. No.
Share that information, man.
We need post this.
We need that info.
Come on in, explain yourself.
You need the youngins, man, especially young cats, man. Y'all definitely,
I agree with your House of Siege. Every now and then I say the same thing, but catch myself grabbing some popcorn.
Yeah, I still be doing that stupid. I'm probably gonna eat
I'm
something.
guilty. I still do it too. I do this.
Well, we eat something at 8 o'clock today. What am I talking about? You know,
Yeah, I try to go not past 10. So yeah.
That I is more manageable. But
Yeah.
8,
8's kind of early. Yeah.
struggle is real
That's
on that one. I'm still under construction.
Hey man, 8 p.m. between 10. That clock moves fast as I don't know what.
Does it ever?
It can't be like my son. He's like this thin. He'll be in the kitchen at 1 o'clock at night, throwing down the whole meal. I'm like, I can't.
There's no way in the world I can do that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some stuff to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, he's spending time with the family. Okay, QB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
next Saturday we see you pop in. Okay, there we go. Here we got somebody. Who's this? Come on in, bro.
QB. Let us know.
Hey,
What's
hey.
going on, Ben Shoot?
Jay the
Fam.
Shooter.
What's up,
How you
brother? What's
doing,
up?
brother?
Man, good, man. Doing good. How you guys doing?
All
Good.
right,
Doing
all right.
good. Doing good.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for calling me, man, and checking up on me when I was down, man. I definitely
Feeling
appreciate
better?
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
okay?
feeling better.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Good, man.
Yeah.
Living color. I'm good.
All right, that's all good.
Yeah, what's going on to the people in the chat, man? What's going on, everybody?
Not much, man. We just
QB.
talking about seeing how people are skilled with the gear they have. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can go out and go buy a lot of stuff and come to find out don't have a clue what that stuff means or what the stuff does. You know,
That's
what
me.
do I use it on? You know what I'm saying? I had to catch myself on certain things like that. Then I realized, so let me sit down and train myself what I'm gonna use at a time, so I can inundate myself on stuff. If a situation arises, I can just be calmly walk into it instead of running and panicking.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's me, man. I really don't, I need to be joining these calls. This live right here is the lives I need to be in because I don't spend a lot of time in this particular area.
Mhm.
And just to hear, BP and all you guys, Carbons, so eloquently and very soft spoken,
Yeah.
put that stuff out there, all that knowledge out there, man. I need to be soaking some of that up.
Right.
So I can use it, especially BP, man. He be over here whispering to y'all.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to speak up. Yeah.
Hey, the brother is very knowledgeable, man.
He
has
is.
me to
Oh,
go back and
absolutely.
check stuff, and I have to look, make my bags sure my bags are right. Some bags, I mean, every Saturday I go back and recheck every bag that I have.
For real, that's
Sometimes I'll be
discipline.
like, oh man, I forgot about this. I don't have a tourniquet in my get home bag, but I have a tourniquet in my bug out. Okay, where's my EDC? Okay, I got everything for that. So I just have things situated, medical stuff, EDC bag in the car and my bug out, So I just have my bags prepared. If shit hits the fan, I got one in me. I can get home. If the EMP hit cars or I'm in a traffic jam, I can hit my backpack and go home,
Right.
Absolutely. I'm gonna share your live real quick. I was on my live with a good brother that has a group over on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw you earlier, you, Hookah, and the other guy.
Yeah, I think he would be great to be introduced to your platform. He has a lot of knowledge,
Yeah.
Cool.
as well as he can learn a lot as well from you all.
Cool.
And that's
Yeah,
what
so-
we need. We need as many people because
Yeah.
I think we get isolated a lot of times, and we think that we're not involved in these important subjects. And I think to the contrary, historically, we've had to have these skill sets. We had to be able to survive on less and in some crazy situations because we weren't being taken care of anybody but ourselves.
Okay.
So when we see, these people out here who have this level of knowledge, it really shouldn't surprise us. What we need is, like you said, to be able to share that and build on that and, learn from these people because, we know some stuff. We got the information.
I
We
think
got
we
that
should have
knowledge.
an expo. I think we really should have an expo on first aid in everybody's area, expertise, where we can get like Hookah's knowledge on historical stuff, on weapons. We can get the business side of Jay Shooter, you know what I'm saying? The medical side of BP and Matt Med. Me, I can show you things on, the military stuff, aspect of reading compasses and how to maps and stuff like that.
How to deep search the web.
Yeah, I keep information on that. How to make sure you got a clean phone and everything like that. But yeah, hey, we got somebody else coming through here, man. What's going on?
Oh, we got some.
Tackleberry Bud.
What's out,
Tackleberry Bud.
What y'all got going on, brothers?
Bud Nation, what's up?
Man, how y'all fellas doing today, man?
Hey man, let me
How
borrow,
you doing
$1,
today,
man.
brother?
I just want to borrow $1, bro.
That's a
That's all I
very
need,
knowledgeable
man.
brother right there, man. That
Oh
guy right there
man,
knows stuff.
you can get $1, Jay. Whenever you need $1, I cash out
Man.
you $1.
Hey, let me get
Look,
$1
brother
and
got
that
that
hood.
drip
Matter-
on. Look what he got on.
Yeah, he got that
Sorry.
drip, that super drip, that superior
Uh-huh.
drip.
Nah, man, this
Superior
is
drip.
so, man. It's cold down here today for some reason, brother.
Right,
Oh,
right.
man.
Yeah,
Nah,
it is
for
kind of
real,
cool.
like it's cold. Like it was hot yesterday. It was 80 degrees, and it's probably like 40 degrees. Like, man, you
Wow.
gonna get sick around here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you at? Where you at?
Sick.
You in Texas right now? Or you on the road somewhere?
Nah, I'm in. Man, I ain't been on the road in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
I sold that 50 and that SOCOM.
Yeah.
You know what I paid for it, Jay?
Yeah.
85.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And guess what I kept? Guess what I kept?
What you
Yeah, Mo.
I kept the AP rounds,
Mm-hmm.
the reloading equipment,
Mm-hmm.
all the reloading rounds, and I only gave him
Yeah.
like 25 commercial rounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he made a huge,
So I won.
Hey man.
huge come up on that one.
Man,
That was a
Yeah,
huge
you won
come
that one.
say that
There
was
you go.
man, that was the R word. They ain't talking about Kelly. You hear me?
Yeah. Hey, you tempted me to cancel this giveaway and go ahead and cash in.
Man, look, I was just thinking about that, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
What I'm finna do? Like, I was talking to Deer Meat last night,
Right.
and I had this.
Oh, you gotta look around. You gotta check first. Right?
Let me give an earbud. Go
Yeah.
get the earbud. Go tell your nana to give me the earbud.
Right.
Got to get the rats out the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
I had this ring made. I had spent like 30 grand on it, like probably like 10 years ago.
What?
She lost a diamond.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna replace the 5 carat.
Oh,
They got a 10 carat.
nice.
And so I'm just gonna go get I'm gonna take that money. I'm gonna get the 10 carat and I'm gonna have it sit. I take it up to the
Man, you know
mile.
you
That's
can't
why I'm
whisper,
gonna-
bro. You didn't say it too much. You know you can't whisper.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mind you,
You can't whisper.
mind you,
She can hear me.
Fine.
and mind you, we're live.
Man, she back there celebrating right now. She back there on the phone with her girlfriend. Like, I got him, guy.
Oh,
he about to go ahead and do that woo wop.
Oh, man, y'all wild.
man, look.
Oh man.
Now I can talk low.
Yeah.
Now I can talk low. Yeah, man. That's what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna go and do that. And
Hey,
just
congratulations to you, man. That's a big move, man. That's
replacing the diamond, man.
right.
Now I ain't
right.
going that far. I'm just replacing the diamond. It's a difference.
What? I thought you was going all out, man.
We all know about that situation that replacing that dime. You know, it goes further.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake, that was my face. I told you.
It's a serious face there.
Yeah, like
hey, there's somebody. Yeah, man.
nah, man. But y'all gonna replace that for her because it was something they used to kill when she used to come out, man. You know, you got that big stupid thing. How you get that? You know what I'm saying? But I seen she be looking at it. I was like, I got a trick for you. I got something for you. I ain't gonna buy you no more guns. I got something for you.
Right.
I got something for you, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, y'all should have stopped in. Jay, I appreciate you for stopping in Martell Memoirs last night, man. I appreciate that, bro. I seen you in the chat. Man, I had so many technical difficulties, man. That studio, man. But I say like this here, y'all. What God got for you, can't no man stop, bro.
At all.
You heard me?
At
You heard
all.
me? I mean, that's been like 3 times, bro. So
Yeah.
So I'm finna invest. We're going to Guitar Center today. I'm finna invest in a podcast setup because
Hey man, you know all she gotta do is watch this back, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's all right.
Yeah, I heard him saying something now. Who live he was on? Oh, okay, let me go watch it back.
Rewind.
yeah. Well, y'all here because y'all not give thoughts, you know, and people see stuff, you know what I'm saying? Y'all putting thoughts in people's head. Y'all savages, bro.
But I got a question for y'all too, just chiming in, man. What in your bags do y'all need to polish up on as skill set on the gear that you have?
First aid.
I was just gonna say that. CPR. I'm certified. I forgot.
Put a tourniquet on all your limbs.
Yeah, you should give yourself just a little drill. That's one of the things you do. You say, okay, beep. Within 30 seconds, you need to have that tourniquet on. Right leg, boom, get it on. Left leg, boom. Right arm, boom. And just even if you're sitting up watching TV, that's what I'll do. I'll set up. I have my little tourniquet set up, and just boom. The commercial comes on. As soon as the commercial comes on, I'll pick an arm or a leg, boom, and see if I can put it on. See how effective it is. Check the pulse. So
Okay,
it's
I
something
got
you could do at any point. You do wear those out you can, So I have one that I always use to practice on, that I use for my practice set, but it's something you can always, you can never get enough practice on. And it's going to save your life or somebody else's life. So 30 seconds, you should be able to get that tourniquet on any limb and be good. So that's excellent.
Got a good question for y'all. Okay, what does Michael Jackson and First Aid have in common?
Hold on. Michael Jackson and
Whoa.
And First Aid have in common?
Kind of scared to answer.
When he set his hair on fire? I'm old.
No, don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. It got to be one of his songs. Can't be beat it.
It is one of his songs.
Can't be beat it.
I keep wanting to beat it, but I don't know.
You should know this, Dexter. You should know this. You're in the medical field. What was the mannequin name that you do CPR on?
Annie, is you okay or something? I don't know.
Annie, are you okay? Yeah.
Annie, are you okay?
Oh my God. I just found out exactly what this man was saying.
Right.
I
There you
did
go.
not know what he was saying the whole time.
Right.
Annie, are you okay?
Yeah, Annie, are you okay?
Oh man.
So
that's the name of the dog.
So what I win? So what I win though? I got it. What I win?
There's just some trivia out there. I'm gonna do this every Saturday.
You want knowledge.
Oh man, I want to win that hat he got.
Jay's like,
no,
man.
Hey,
I need one of them Ben shooting shirts, man. I see the Ben shooting on the shirt.
Look, he coming up on us, y'all. I want to win some of his rights, man, because that's Uncle Ben's rights. You know what I'm saying? He needs to send me a box, So
damn, he do look like Uncle Ben though, for real, like young Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben rights. I told this is his new nickname.
Why don't y'all break off and send a brother some rice, man? Come on.
Bring y'all machine some rice. I got you, man. I got you. I'm gonna send you a half a box. I'm gonna use some.
But yeah, man.
I think for my survival thing, I think I have I just got that book that Carbon was saying on canning. So my big thing is food, getting up some food stores. So I got the book today. I got to go pick it up out of the mail. I want to start canning and get some food stores, stored up that I can always have on point. So that's a big thing for me.
That's a good one.
Never done that before.
You know what I started doing?
Is one of those big survival things. I
started this probably like a month ago. I went back to the basics of Big Mama. I started doing preserves, trying to make preserves. I killed a couple of them, but I'm almost there now. But I'm starting to preserve, y'all. Preserve and canning, that is a good thing. And dehydrating, we've been doing that to try to substitute for candy for these kids. Like dehydrate the fruit. Because I didn't know bananas was dead dang on sweet. When you dehydrate them, man, that is a sweet chip. That thing is powerful and sweet.
Wow.
And it's natural, you know what I'm saying? Some their body can break down. And because you canning your own stuff, you preserving your own jellies and jams and stuff like that, man, you don't got to worry about all them extra preservatives that they put in this stuff. Man, do y'all know I drove through Lamar, Colorado to go to Denver, and they got a lot of slaughtering houses in Lamar.
Right.
And when I was talking to a couple of those drivers that drive the cattle trucks, he would tell me, say for instance, they'll go slaughter a cow tomorrow. That cow won't make it to the store until next month. Now everybody know meat got an expiration date on it.
Oh man.
But they fill this meat up with so many salines and salts and preservatives to preserve the meat, to give it, and then the dyes to keep it red, to where if you take some distilled vinegar, white vinegar, and soak your meat for about 30 minutes and let the blood come out and rinse it out and see what color your meat is. If your meat dark gray, you don't supposed to eat that. Like, it's stuff that they put in these foods is what's giving us cancer and killing us, man. And it's to the point now where you got to do everything yourself, because even the preservatives they put in the cans, when they can to keep the shelf life, when really you don't even have to do that, man. Because once you take oxygen out the equation, anything can last a long time. I learned that from the food saver bag.
Right about that. That's facts, man.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, man.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, like it's a trip.
So it'll be nice to see that, man. See that process for canning because I've never seen it. I've never done it. To see the process for I mean, I know you can buy dehydrator from the store and kind of leverage it.
Now,
And you can't? You can't buy
yeah, you
dehydrator? I
can,
thought you can.
but you can do it yourself though.
Yeah.
It's cheap
Oh, you
to
can
get
do
a
it without the
dehydrator.
machine.
I don't know. I do it with the machine. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
probably can because think about it. Back then, if you look at the 1800s and the turn of the century, they didn't have
Damn
a
right.
dehydrated machine.
Yep.
You know, we jerking meat. Now I'm not a jerking meat, so the process should be the same.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, you know, because we jerking meat, we using wood and smoke to smoke and dry out meat because we'll dry out some salmon, we'll dry out some pork, and you know what I'm saying, to make jerky, whatever we kill. So with that being said, it's the process been around. It's just going back to the basics without using technology. Technology make it easier, but you know what I'm saying. That's something to really. You gave me a quiz, Jay, because I'm gonna look into that. That's yeah. Like because if they did it back then, why we can't do it now? Canning been going on for what, centuries now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Pickling. That's what they call it. Pickling.
Right.
At the time.
You know, we
You
think
had
back when we were growing
smokehouses.
up, you know, your aunties, uncles, grandmas, they
Yeah.
always had stuff that was canned.
Yep, you had the pickled eggs, the pig feet, the pickled cucumbers. You had everything, you know,
And
because
the
that's what a
bacon
pickle is,
was
a
salted.
cucumber.
The
It
bacon
was
was salted
salted,
and smoked. All you was cooking was beef jerky. The
right?
bacon jerky. That's all that
Bacon
was.
jerky.
You know, Lead
And
Farmer talks about that a lot, and the other sister, what is her name? There's
and
another sister.
I found out, like I said, going through Colorado, going through beef country and pork country, like I found out, like a lot of the stuff we eat. Do y'all know that they feed horses? They feed horses chicken poo.
Manure.
Yeah, because you know chickens eat all them grains and stuff. They'll take their poo and put it in their food and feed it to the cows.
Yeah, chicken, man. Chicken. Yeah, chicken feed. Yeah, chicken poo is pretty good. I learned a lot on ammunition and explosives, and be like, whoa, chicken stuff
Yeah,
is pretty
chicken
Nitrogen.
good.
poo. Like you can make a lot of it. The byproduct from chicken poo is, man, the range of that thing is so, man, it ain't nothing wasteful. If you find out the components of it, everything can be used for something, man.
Fuel.
And that was crazy. That was like, man, instead of feeding the cows wheat and stuff like that, they'll mix in the hay with the chicken poo and feed it to them, man. It's crazy, man. Like it's so much stuff when you learn. When you start knowing stuff, the unknown, it's like the Matrix. Once you learn it, man, you can't unknow it, man. It give you a different perspective towards a lot of things, man.
Man, I think that we're sitting here having this conversation, and the next generation, the kids, they come behind us, man. Can you imagine how much this information is being like lost? 'Cause
Lost.
I didn't grow up learning or having these conversations.
No.
And I'm in my late 30s and now 40s having this conversation that I should have had when I was 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean?
That's a
Right. That's
So-
absolutely, because that's when I learned it. I was a young
Yeah.
kid. I had an aunt, man. Her name was Augusta Shepherd, man. My aunt was born in 1909. She died in 1988. Aunt Gussie was what you call a pioneer. This woman reconstructed her own house. This woman knew nails. She knew carpentry. She knew form. I learned farming from her, man. I learned, you know, stealing her tomatoes, man. I got a whooping, but she made me plant a whole nother row of tomatoes. So I learned how to plant the right way, how to plant and stop the birds from coming stealing the seeds, and how to stop worms. I learned a lot from that lady, man. She taught me how to mix. We used to have fleas because she had a lot of German shepherds. So she taught us how to mix lime and sulfur, and how to weigh it and mix it to where you can put it in the ground. It's gonna kill everything. It's gonna kill everything back there. It's gonna turn to dirt. But after it's soaked, you have the most beautiful grass back there, but you will have a barrier to where you won't have fleas for 5 or 6 months. And you'll have to do this like once every year or something like that. Like I learned so much from that woman, man. And there's some things that I learned from her. Like it'd be lost memories every now and then, and it hits you and be like, I know this. And you don't know how you know, and then you get to thinking like, man, I learned this from Aunt Gussie. Like,
memory.
Man, that memory, man, she taught me how to fish, how to preserve fish for a couple of days, man, if you don't got no type of cooler with just water, bro. Like,
Man.
man, I learned so much from this woman, man. And just think, I look at my kids, man. You know, my daughter 23, she the oldest. Like the stuff that I taught her, and the stuff that she don't utilize, but you know what I'm saying? Like these kids don't know that now, man. Like none of these kids know that, bro. Like, man, these kids look like my grandbaby right here. You know what he want to do? Play this thing on Xbox or the PS something.
But the
That's
thing
it.
is,
You know what the
the
problem
thing
is?
is, go ahead.
No. The problem is, man, that the generation is not the kids; it's the school system. We don't have those old set teachers like we had when we grew up, because our teachers had to be damn near 50 and some change to be seasoned teachers. Back then, when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? You just couldn't be 23 out of college because you went to Hampton
Yeah.
University with
Yeah.
Alpha Phi Alpha, you know, and don't know nothing about teachers. You get jobs like that, everybody's getting hooked up. But now we just need to sit down and focus on what do we need to give these young people.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's the thing.
So-
But
so-
right now, all that information you just shared,
Right.
you need to annotate that. Like Jay said, we're losing that information. My grandma Sally, my aunt Thelma, I'm a little bit older. They taught me that stuff, but it's not annotated anywhere. So then it's truly lost. You start annotating it down, putting it in written format, writing it down, and then putting it in a format that the kids or whatever it is, whether it's video, this, that, and the other, in small snippets. Eventually, they're going to come looking for that. Just like I'm looking for the stuff my aunt Thelma and grandma Sally taught. I'm looking for that and trying to annotate it and get it down. That's our responsibility. To
Hey,
be,
so
keepers of that information,
right.
put it down so it can be found and not lost. Because once it's lost, we're truly lost. So
It's gone.
get that, all that stuff you just told us, that stuff is priceless, man. People don't know
Right.
that stuff. So annotate that, write it down, put it in a video, do some stuff with that. That's important.
Hey,
No,
so there's a
I'm dry.
difference. There's a difference between curriculum versus wisdom. And what y'all are
Yep.
talking
Right.
about is those teachers back in the day, they were really espousing a lot of lifelong wisdom. And a lot of
Yeah.
times those younger teachers don't have that wisdom, but they do have that curriculum. And the
Yeah.
curriculum, as we've known, can be falsified. It can be
Hey, Doc,
incomplete. It can be a
See?
whole lot of things. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So now you're
Yeah.
you're really pacifying them with some really watered down history or
Yeah. Or
knowledge about what's
standardized
really going.
testing,
Yeah.
which doesn't teach you
Oh
anything.
yeah, all that.
oh
all
man,
that.
look, I just had this conversation. I was on the phone with the gun bros, and like Uncle Ben, he be on 24/7. Like he'll tell you we have some serious conversation. And we was on the phone one day, man, and we was talking about the Bible. You remember that day we was talking about Gershon and the Bible, and he was like, "Man, I go by the Bible." What I said, "Well, bro, the Bible has been manipulated by man. It's been manipulated by man. So how do you know everything in it is true? Just like with the curriculum, why is it that Nigerians that don't teach to a curriculum or don't teach to a test are smarter than us? Hell, they the biggest. They
Yep.
make up the $1 million scams. These people get money.
Yeah.
But how is it that a third world country is smarter than a 5th grade class?
Hold
in
on.
Connecticut?
Let's not only associate the Nigerians with scams now. They
Nah, I ain't saying that.
we gotta clean that up real quick. Let's talk about the
Yeah, I
business.
got relatives that are
infrastructure.
Nigerian,
I'm-
so yeah.
Let's talk about.
They do be scamming, but that's not all they do.
Hold on. Let's talk about like 5 of the top richest billionaires come from Nigeria.
From
You know,
Nigeria.
Yeah.
There you
straight
go.
up.
And
There you go.
this here too, because everybody got their bads and their goods, but I'm gonna say the good.
Correct.
I'm gonna say this: every Nigerian, because we right here in Dallas, boy, they
Right.
in here, and Irvin, the city I just moved from, it's between them and the Asians. They run that city. You see what I'm saying? They took over.
Right.
But I can say this here: they're more business minded. How is it that supposed to be third world country that's supposed to be dumb? Spiritual, because you know how the the things that they paint, the broad spectrum they paint for them, are the smartest, and they come here and they get 5 or 6 businesses.
You want to know? You want to know the answer? Like I said, I was in the service in the Navy, and I went and traveled the world. Every country is all about facts. We are the only one about fiction.
Mm-hmm. And you're right about that, because I told you, I think I said the last live I had with my wife, man. My wife, she's from Zimbabwe. Like,
Yes.
I joke, we grew up in a culture of joking all the time, just for nothing, no reason. Well, I can hardly joke with her because that ain't where she at. She all about
business.
like, nah, those words mean something.
Getting it done.
Like you playing around, like for real, that means something. But she has the foreign ingenuity that came to this country and outpaced the majority of the working class financially the day she stepped foot in this country.
You want to know why?
Because, go ahead.
I'm gonna explain to you. We are westernized.
Yep.
Our culture is
Been
westernized.
indoctrinated.
When I say westernized, is we're behind the white people. We follow them. We go to their education. We have something to go back home to. They don't. Other countries don't. Other people don't have that mindset. When they out and they sent over here, they don't have nothing to go back home to.
I would disagree a little bit.
No, hold on.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
When I mean go back home to is mean that your drive is when you come back home, you better have your SHIT in order.
Correct.
Where we can go and like, okay, man, he went to college for 4 years, he dropped out. Well, what's he doing? Oh, he working at the car lot because cousins and stuff like that. People don't have that opportunity, that luxury to do that. Because when I was, like I said, in cybersecurity and software engineering, I've talked to some of the class students. I talked to them. That guy said, look, man, I grew up in a room with 20 people.
Yep.
I grew up in a complex where the whole apartment ate at the same time. Where we have projects, everybody has a door individually. Well, I had a friend from Pakistan. They got an apartment complex. The only door you got is getting into the building. The rest of them, everybody has no doors on that stuff. So they are family orientated on a large mass.
Yes.
So when ones make it, all of them gonna make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, no, that's a great point because they believe in, and I've seen it in a lot of African cultures, that I've like you, I've traveled the world. They believe in really sending that money back, and the majority of Africans, they have a house that they're building back home.
Right.
Because they're here, they're making their lifestyle here, but their mindset is always to go back and build and live where they come from and enhance that. So it's that foreign ingenuity. When they come here with a whole different mindset, and they do a better job teaming up. Unless they get westernized.
Jay, you know the history. We've been indoctrinated to think that everything that United States, the white man or whatever you want to call it, is better. Anything that we make is inferior. When we got before the integration period came into being, we had to depend on ourselves. We had more doctors, lawyers, dentists, professionals, this, that, and the other. We had all those things. We had our own hospitals. We had our own institutions. We had institutions which were generational. And then that was peaked. They did the study that showed that we were developing two separate societies. And while the Black society was not equal at that point, it was $1 billion industry that they were losing out on, billions of dollars that they were losing out on. They're like, oh, no, we can't be competing against them. So we got incorporated and indoctrinated to think that, okay, we want you guys to be with us. But they didn't want us, they wanted our money. And so we started, selling our businesses and moving to those communities and valuing things which were outside of us and thinking that was more valuable than what we can create. So we have to get back to the point to understand that anything that we do is just as valuable as anything anybody else does. And we have the ability to do it. We did it once, we can do it again.
We can do it again.
We see people come over from all over the world, like you said. I had a friend, Lynn, who was from China. Her family came in, stayed in one apartment, like 10 of them. They went out, worked, had jobs, bought the whole apartment complex. They still stayed in that one apartment and bought that whole complex. Then they started buying more complexes. Then before you know it, they owned a whole block. We all want our own house. I don't want to be living with this person. I don't want to work with this person. So we have to learn to value one another and build up each other. So when I go to Jay, I'm not saying, hey man, can I get a discount? Hey brother, pay him what he's worth. North Florida Tactical. When we support those brothers, people who are out here doing stuff, we have to support each other and stop looking for a deal. Stop looking for, be able to invest in ourselves.
I want to piggyback on this one thing what Jay said.
We don't value ourselves. We need to value ourselves and what we do and what we have to offer. And stop going by that bill of goods. No, what they do is not inherently better. we can do just as well or
Right.
better. If we got people all over the planet that can do that, we can do it too.
Yeah, Cease
I wanna,
makes a great point here.
yeah,
You're right, but what you make is tied to your resources that you're capable of getting yourself
So
in or
generating,
out
yeah,
of a
right,
circumstance.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's why, that's why all of us, we can be who we are. Like, those people that are in our communities, they have all the knowledge, but they own that bottle. Why they own that bottle? Because they had a rough life. But they have the knowledge, but they don't have the resources.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but she's right. The critical thinking part is very important. But the
yeah.
resources is where
It's the
we
biggest
struggle.
part.
We struggle with the development of the resources and the platforms and the capabilities to be able
True.
to advance ourselves and really get into that different room, or in some cases just a whole different scenario. So
Right.
what we earn, if it's used correctly, then now really change our lifestyles, and not only for ourselves, but do it for the other people that are out there who are in earshot, who have a desire to listen.
Yeah. And I want to say this here. And when it come back to the resources, and I'm glad you came to it, because I was going to pick up back off something you said earlier.
Yeah, I get you, Cease.
And you
Yeah.
just set me up
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, okay.
Resources. Now watch this. I know a Zimbabwean. She's from Zimbabwe,
Right.
and her culture, all the people from her village, it's probably like 20 of them here in the United States. Every last one of them put in $2,000 into a fund. Everybody get their fund for a month. And every month, one person is picked out their group to get their money, and that money is to help excel you, to start your business or do something else. And they keep doing this, and they keep doing this until everybody's done expanded. They bought homes, they started businesses, and it's just something that they pour into, and they send money back home or whatever. But that goes back to say what Jay just said. That's one of the problems is because I'm not gonna say African American, that's a made up term. I'm just gonna say the indigenous people of the United States.
Right.
Our people don't do no more, and they came from segregation. Because if we can pool those resources, and being, you hear me say this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I say, man, look, if we just take $100, $100 ain't nothing to me. I blow $100 on gas.
Mm-hmm.
We take $100 and set it aside, and there's 10 of us here in Dallas, and we say $100 and just set it aside. We take that $100, that's $1,000.
Right.
Now we do that one month. Okay, we can let that $100 set up, and then we can do it again, and we can do it again. Then we can take those resources and we can go buy ammo for all the guns that we have in the gun, bro. So when we go to the range, we'll never have to buy ammo, because we got funds that bought ammo, and it be somebody, whoever the sergeant of arms is, you're responsible to keep up with this ammo. You're responsible to go buy this ammo. You get what I'm saying? Like pooling, that's something we don't do anymore. We don't barter and we don't pool, because sometimes a lot of things that we have don't take money. Jay, you might have some glasses that I want, but I might have a knife that you need. Okay, let me get those glasses. You take this knife. We didn't spend no money. You get what I'm saying? We barter. Or I say, well, Jay, all of us on this panel is a collective. Hey, Hookah needs a new hookah for his show. But Hookah don't have that money because he got money allocated towards financial obligations allocated toward things that he need to do. Okay, so when look, he normally go buy some shisha for $20. Okay, put this $20 in there. Jay put this $20 in there. Bud put this $20 in there. Point, and everybody else so on. Now guess what? When there's enough money in that pot, Hookah can take that money and go do what he need to do. But long as he know, I got to return some money back to this pot so we can do this again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Cease
saying?
just hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Cease hit it on the head,
That's
man. And go ahead. Sorry, man.
But that
Go
again
ahead. You go
speaks
ahead.
to the fact that we have to have institutions that are built around these, standards that are set, and things that are put in place. Because if it's just an individual person or individual, even one organization, that can be, taken down. And we know we're not fighting this and trying to do this in a vacuum. The Honorable Marcus Garvey did this decades ago. He tried to do it and tried to build these things, this, that, and the other. And you saw what they did when he tried to do that. We have to understand we're not fighting this in a vacuum. We're not doing this in a vacuum. We have to start building and valuing things that, like Jay the Shooter are doing, trying to build this infrastructure and working together, and institutions that we can pass down, and so we can start building generational wealth and generational prosperity. It's not about, I'm not going to ever see it. I may not ever see it.
Oh, you go see it.
Want to be able to see that,
Yeah.
we're putting those foundations down that our kids and our kids' kids and kids' kids can build on. So we're not starting from scratch all the time, because there's been numerous institutions that's tried to do this and it always gets knocked down. We're starting from the ground up. We need to continue to build and then be able to protect those things
Yes.
that we build. And that's the other thing too.
I think that's what we need to do, really, man. Have a survival expo financially, you know what I'm saying, health wise, everything. That's why we here Survival Saturday, because we can, like I'm saying, we all here for a purpose. With
Right.
first aid, for surviving after aftermath, even financial, like Jay was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Even like what Bug was talking about.
Mhm.
Things that we need to do. This is all about us surviving, because what it is, I want us to thrive, because the other race thrives. We'd always survive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to look at, us going ahead and thriving.
And we can't do it. And people, man, I say this all the time. I say it on my platforms. I done told a couple of us in private conversations. Man, I look at it like this here, man. I've been rich, I've been poor. I've been rich, I've been poor. Hell, I was homeless 2 years ago. And look at me now. God done blessed me to where I can spend 10 grand, 20 grand on whatever it is I want to buy. You know what I'm saying? It don't hurt me. I don't have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? God bless me to be in that position when I know a couple of years ago I wasn't in that position. You know what I'm saying? I was a pillar of the post. So I don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? I don't flex on it. Ain't nothing to flex on. It's just, hey, I get a power to God. But at the same time, we as people we can't do nothing by ourselves, because see, I didn't get out this situation by myself. Somebody extended a hand to me and put me in a position to where I can save and help me get in a position to make that money. So now I try to do that with being, me. I
Yeah,
try to do that with everybody I talk to. I don't go around like, oh, I'm going to do this.
yeah,
Now, man, I tell you quick, you need something, give it to me. Man, look, man, I don't care. I don't care if you don't got it. You can give it to me later. You can't give it back the way you gave it to me. We work on that later. But if that's what you need, come on, let's do this here. I'm gonna help anybody that I can, and that's what like-minded people need to get together and have these conversations, and don't worry about, oh,
Exactly.
you got some help, but you're gonna go, instead of you trying to invest in you or build you a brand or something, you want to go take it and buy a hat or buy some damn shoes to look like you got some money to some people who don't even give a care about you, bro.
At all.
You got to break that mentality, break that slave mentality instead of buying things. Because every purchase I make right now, dude, it's an investment.
yeah,
If I'm buying a gun, I didn't buy an alien because I want to say I got an alien. No. The difference, what made me buy the alien over the Athena first was the alien was $4,000, and now I got people offering me $10,000 for it.
It's an investment.
okay,
I bought a Barrett.
Wow.
Y'all know what I paid for the Barrett. Look what
yeah,
they offered me for it.
yeah,
I didn't ask for that. They offered that to me. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? Everything that I do is methodical and it's an investment. But people don't want to invest in people no more, bro. And people got to
yeah.
break that slave mentality to invest in people, because if I can't invest in Jay, and Jay can't invest in Hookah can't invest in Port, and we can't invest into the people, invest in the people on this panel, man, we ain't gonna never go nowhere. It ain't gonna never happen. And it started with a conversation to open minds, to break change.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? To break, to change minds, to make them think differently. Because how a man think it is how a man is, man. You can't be fooled.
People
Like
are always the
people.
most valuable resource.
Man, it's
Thank you,
hard.
knowledge, man.
It's hard though, man, because I mean,
I
let
know
me
it's
let
hard.
me play devil's advocate a little bit, because the one thing that you can't get back is time.
True.
This is true too.
You can get over the motives of being betrayed, somebody doing something, you know what I'm saying? Somebody doing let's say, whether it's you're trying to help somebody and they turn around and bite the hand that's trying to help them. But the time behind that you can't get back. And that's the hardest part. Like, you can get over everything else, but you can't get over the knowledge, the time that you spent to dedicate towards that thing. And that will put you in a position where you have to make a decision moving forward.
You know what, Jay? You know what? Also, too, I think we as people, man, they don't see the passion. Like, I might be in different things, or like we did that little thing that I did, the information thing. You know what I'm saying? It was passionate to see a brother with a company and going forward with it. you know, and my job is to make sure, hey man, whatever you need, just let me know long it lasts.
Right.
Long it lasts. Because you might be the next Ford, you might be the next General Motors. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's what we have to have, that drive. And like I said, people ask me, you know, you drove 13 and a half hours nonstop by myself
Yeah.
down to that
Yeah.
meetup. And I told everybody I did 20 years for a different race.
Facts. You
He
and me
said
too.
that.
I could
He
do
said
20
that.
hours.
He said that
for my
yesterday.
people.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is
Right.
self-love too. We have been taught not to love ourselves or people who look like us. So if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anybody that looks like you, talks like you, moves like you? So we have to really love ourselves so much. We're going to be willing to do whatever's necessary, drive 13 hours, do this, that, and the other, put
Yeah.
that time in
Yeah.
the face of getting slapped back in the face. I love Black people. I love the hell out of myself and my people. Is my people 100% perfect? Hell no, but I love them so much. I will do anything, including give my life for Black people. Does that mean I hate white people? Hell no. But I love myself and love my people. So I want to see them succeed. I want to see them thrive. I don't want to just see them survive. I want to see them thrive. So anything that's necessary, I'm willing to do it. And I want to work with people who are willing to do anything necessary to get to where we know we can be, whatever we need to do. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. We can't start setting limits. Oh, I'm willing to do this, but not this, this, but not this, this, but not this. No limits. No limits. And we have to all get to that point. And that's a big thing
Hurdle.
to do if we don't understand
That's a
where
hurdle.
you came from. We have to start with the history, how we got here. Why are we here? What are we fighting against? What are we fighting for? And like Bug said, it starts with discussions. If we're not
The
willing and
discussion.
able to talk about, sit down, just talk reasonably, passionately, not, being able to, disagree, but not be disagreeable. So this right here, where we're able just to dialogue, that's a big step. And then people like Jay who coming up with ideas, people with other resources, time, energy, money, physical, that youth. That's another resource. I'm 61 years old. I don't got the same energy I had when I was 21 years old, but we got people coming up that we can incorporate. We have to take all of our resources to get to where we need to get to, because it's a big job. It's not going to solve itself. So this is, to me, this is beautiful. This is something that is way overdue. It's been done before. We could do it again, but we have to also, again, be willing and able to protect it. I've been in organizations and see that outside forces are always not for what we're trying to do. They're not for it.
Yeah.
It's not profitable for them. So
Yeah.
if we're not able to protect what we have, what good is it? So we got to
It's no good
value
at
the
all.
Pete the J the shooters. We got to value Taco Berry Buck. We got to value Ben Shooter. We got to value Gun the Hook and say, no, hey, those are our brothers, our sisters out here that are doing what they're doing. We value you just for being you and what you contribute to our community. And we're willing to protect you and put a hedge around you so that you can grow. And yeah, that doesn't mean they're going to be perfect and not make mistakes. We have to allow each other to have that room to grow. Because the first thing, if you don't love yourself or somebody looks like you, the first time they mess up, see, I knew that nigga wasn't about nothing.
Right.
That's exactly.
They're
So
ruckus.
judgmental.
They're ruckus.
We got to be able to allow ourselves to grow. Nobody's perfect at any point.
That's
Allow us
fact.
to
That's
grow
fact.
and get to the point to where we can thrive. So it's a lifelong process, a generational process. But hey, I'm down for it, and I want to be around people like you, brothers and
And you know
sisters,
one
who
of the
are
biggest
down to do
one of
those
the
things.
biggest hurdles
What else is
of
it
that
about?
going to be is one of the biggest hurdles going to be exactly what Jay said. We can not accept that we're going to waste a lot trying to find out the right people and put the people in place. We're going to waste some time. We're going to waste some money.
Right,
We're going to waste
Steve.
some energy. It's going to be waste. And that's something I had this conversation. Ben was on the phone with us the other day, and I had a passionate conversation because I'm a passionate person. And sometimes people take my passion
Nah,
as
you
me being
passionate,
mad
bro?
or something. And I'm
Yes,
not mad. It's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I ain't even mad. If I'm mad, I'm quiet. So, but I'm a passionate person, and I had to learn. This is one of the things that I'm struggling with, but I'm working on it. Because I figured this out the other day. We was on the phone the other day. Me and Ben was on the phone. And I learned there's gonna be people out there that's gonna waste my time. It's people that's not gonna accept my passion. It's people gonna judge me. But I got to. It start with me first.
Yep.
I got to know how to deal with it. And once I learn how to deal with it, I can teach somebody else how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or I can try to show them. It's up to them to receive it, though. And I got to accept the fact that either you're going to receive it or you're not. And if you don't receive it, it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. It is no. It ain't the end of the world, because the old me would have been end of the world. Now it's going to be war, you know. But now it's not the end of the world. It's okay because you're not mature enough right now to be there. But hopefully, if you stay and you continue to take pieces every day, maybe it might instill in you to change your thought pattern. You get what I'm saying? So, but we got to be willing to lose, because the game you got to be willing to lose. And like I said, it starts with conversation, because the conversation is going to allow you to let you know, do you need to invest in this person or not? Because I hate to say it, there's a lot of people in our race that we just got to get rid of. And when we see that there are the vultures, and when we see the wolves and the vultures, you know what I'm saying, that's not killing the dead to help us, to keep us from disease, but just killing people, making dead, you know what I'm saying? We need to expose them.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of them that need to be exposed. Hey man, this dude over here, he just hanging around Jay because he's just trying to come up out Jay. He ain't trying to help Jay.
That's that protection I was talking about. You got to be able to put that hedge around.
We got to start putting it out there and be a man about it. Like, I have 80-year-old mentality. I got my aunt grandma mentality. You know, the 80-year-old mentality is this: when you bring that girl in the house and she say, "Oh, what you doing with that floozy?" That girl's a harlot, and you be like, "Whoa, grand, chill out." I don't got to tell her she can get out of my house. She don't like it. You know, they don't care how you feel, because they don't care about your feelings. Because we're in such a feeling society, we got to start exposing people. Hey man, Zubob over there hanging with Jay. Man, you all up under Jay. You ain't helping Jay. Is you contributing to Jay? Is y'all helping each other? Take that or call out my wallet so you put some gas in the car. Yeah, the Navy Federal. Oh, there you go. Take these. It'll be this key. It's on the key ring with my old school. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Siege, you win and you learn. There's no losing.
Yeah, it ain't no losses. It's a learn.
Right.
Man, I learn every day, man. It's people. I be around people. I know 1 million people in Dallas, but I be by myself, because I learned a lot of million people that hurt me in Dallas. A lot of people I hurt, but I had to learn, man. It's okay. It's okay, because if you don't see my vision and if we ain't on the same wavelength, I'm not gonna waste my time with you.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
But it starts somewhere.
100% truth.
I don't got all the answers, but I know
None
some
of us
things. I
do.
just give you what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
I can give you a
together,
brick. I can't build your house, but I can give you a brick on it.
Yeah, you ain't got all the answers, but together we got solutions.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
That's what we need to work on.
Survival is a team sport.
Yeah,
It's a team sport.
Survival.
Because without all us, if they drop us on the mountain right now, by myself, I probably last a day, maybe 2. But if all us together,
oh man, we're gonna live.
say man, everybody
so,
got a special trait that works for something. And once we find out the builder, okay, Bud good in scavenging, send them to go scavenge. Jay's a builder. Poindexter is a strategist. Okay, boom, we put that together, man. We got it's gonna be rough, but we're gonna win.
Hey, but check this out. That's a great point. And what you just said led into this. Gunnar Hookah said survival is a team sport. But what I used to say is economics is a team sport.
It's a team sport.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's what we need to have, a survival.
That's one piece of the puzzle. That's one big piece.
Side point, that viewpoint. And man, this has been great. This has been what we've been needing all our lives.
Yeah, man.
And we here for a reason.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
here for a reason. And like I'm almost at the point now, because I'm investing in everybody. J Mamba, I got some things going on that I'm trying to keep cash so that I don't over expound myself, because I'm trying to do a lot of stuff. But everybody, I said, well, everybody, I'm gonna try to buy something from everybody, you know, just to support, because you don't got to give me no discount. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You know what I'm talking about? Cool. But if I do come to you with 20 people, at least make it beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay.
Right.
Oh, man.
Well, that's 100.
You know what I'm saying? If I say, Jay, I'm going to give you an example. Jay got Zelle. Jay got a sale. He got a sale for $2,000. Now that's $2,000 per person. But if I bring him 20 people, you can take $100 off that sale. Because now these people going to say, oh, man, he'll do it if you do a bulk buy.
But if it's vibranium, it's got to be a little bit more.
Thank you.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying though, because
Right.
it's economics, you know, it's business sense. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Hey,
True.
I take this dean now because I know I got long-term business.
Mhm.
The gun stores do it to me and Zoe them all the time. I just told my brother, I said, bro, man, it's one gun store. I'm not gonna say their name. I know. Okay, I came in that joint, bro. I spent $10,000 in 2 days, 4 days, 4-day period. I spent $10,000 with these folks, and these folks can't at least give you $100 over cost.
Mhm.
That's me. So think about all the other dudes that's on this YouTube channel, and we ran into 5 people in there buying guns because they seen it on those YouTube channel.
Mhm.
I can say this here, ETTS, that's our range. That man sat down and talked to us and said, hey, give him a date. He'll help sponsor us a date that we want to do something. It was
There you
on
go.
us.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the
We
question.
we dropped the ball. The ball was handed to us. We didn't run with it. So, you know, we got the flag. So it's okay. We learned from that mistake. But it's the same thing, man. We got to invest in each other because we invest in, one of y'all said this, we investing in everybody else's businesses. He said he gave 20 years to people. Hey, I gave 10 years to a school system. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
another 10 years to a security company.
Yeah.
Now, everything Bud do now is, I work now to buy guns. If I go to work, it's to buy some guns. And that's just being honest with you. If I go to work, it's to buy some guns. I'm investing in Bug, and I'm investing in Bug Nation. I'm investing in Ben Shooting. I'm investing in Hooper. I'm investing in Jay. Whomever got something going on, I'm going to put something in there. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a purchase, I'm still investing in you.
Right.
Because that's the extra
Indeed.
that you had to build your
Right.
brand. That
Hey,
might
so-
pay
Joe
some
Darby
bills.
talks about that group economics. You know, that's
Right.
not a new concept. Maulana
No.
Kalinga, that's why I love when he founded Kwanzaa and talks about cooperative economics, Kucha Jagulia. He talks
Mhm.
about going out there and using those principles to raise each other up. And that's what these other communities are doing when they come in, whether it's Chinese or Nigerian or this or that and the other, Korean, where they come in and they put money aside and give that group of money to start
I've
a
been reading
business.
that Dr. Claude
This
Anderson.
group economics, cooperative economics, we have to understand that we cannot be individuals and expect our communities to grow. You know, that one person may have, you know, a positive economic situation. That one person has to go out in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you saw what happened to the brother in Los Angeles, my brother Nip. He was trying to build, you know, that economic base in the hood, for the hood, building that kind of stuff. So
But
we've had people who tried to do that stuff, but we have to, again, value it, build it, and be able to protect it.
And
Because
protect it.
again, we're being attacked on all sides,
Right.
and we keep having to start back from scratch too many damn times. We've seen it too many damn times. So we have to really learn that lesson and value and build and keep it up.
And they would
because
use
it's not going to be
they would-
constant victories, but we need to learn from when things don't go well. So I agree with what you're saying as well.
and they'll use our face to bring us down. It's always our face, and people always fall for the face, but they don't look at the puppet. Look at the puppet master, because the puppet master never show his face. He'll never reveal his identity, but you know he there. You know he there. You never see the puppet master until the end of the show, and that's if he wants you to see who he is. You see what I'm saying? And he only reveal himself when he want to reveal himself. And we got to learn. We got to learn, man. When
After Claude Anderson,
you know
that's
you're doing
famous
something right when you
powerful
get all
right
the
there.
negativity.
yeah,
When you
Yes,
get
sir.
that
That black
negativity,
dollar
and then
needs
you
to
look
stay
at
in
that
the community.
negativity,
At least for
and
5 minutes.
you push the negativity to the side, and you make sure you position yourself to protect yourself from that negativity. Because if Nip would have had people, the neighborhood coddling around him, that couldn't happen. Dolph, even though you helping people in your neighborhood, you got to have a structure, and you got to have some downhearted people that really got your back around you. Because if you can't protect it, you're gonna lose it. And then if people don't understand, even with the Dolph situation, that's a lot of land, and that's a lot of things that man was doing. Now it's weak now because you don't got the team
Infrastructure.
now.
Yeah.
The structure
There's
gone now. You
institutions
just
that
depleted
are
the
built
structure.
around it, yeah.
So and it started off with a conversation that's public and vocal, and then it go from there because you let it be known that hey, this is what we trying to do, and then when the people come in, because they gonna come,
oh
then
yeah,
you vet them because
Agent
everybody that's
provocateur is right behind.
around you for the right reasons. You find out their motives, and then that's when you put them in their categories. And I hate to say it, but that's what it's supposed to be done. I do it every day in my day-to-day life, brother.
And see, one thing we need to do also, and I always see this years and years and years after bearing relative after relative after family member, that we need to start supporting the living instead of the dead. We need to start supporting the living instead of the dead.
You're gonna spend $1 million.
Yeah.
Tell them
Just
about
show the respect while they're alive.
Yeah.
Than they're dead.
Right.
Don't come around me when I'm laying on my back in a suit. Come around me when I'm standing up.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Right.
That's what we need to start to do.
Man, so shout out to Zach Price, man. You're right, bro.
Yep.
Man. But y'all been dropping some gems on here, man.
I love this.
Yeah.
All day, man. But this stream, y'all, has
Zach, you right there, brother. You right. We know you right there.
Yeah. He said Slim 400.
Yeah, man. That was hard to watch, man. That brother fought for his life to the very end.
To the very end.
I didn't even see it. They got a video of that mess, man.
Unfortunately, they do, brother. Man, that was hard to watch.
But see, why would you put that there? That man got kids. That would once it's on the internet, this video will never go away. They can pull this video up 100 years from now. They're gonna be able to see that we talking about this.
This is the new malt liquor, bro. This is the new Newport.
Yeah, this is a new drug.
Yeah.
Man, that's sad, man.
Hate to say
Rest in peace, man, and peace to his family.
And that's the crazy joint, man. I mean, when you look at that, right, and you see these videos, people like us will learn from them, right?
Yeah.
But people who put them out, they just want the clicks, want the likes. Yeah. You know, my too old, man. All of us here old enough to where this clicking and liking stuff wasn't us. It didn't define
anything. Yeah,
no.
You know,
I lived in the 90s.
A friend of mine, a classmate, said something. He said, "Man, you remember you had to go to Blockbusters, and they used to say, man, you get drunk and you want to go get the VHS of Faces of Death, bust the dust off it and put it in, and be like, damn, man, you just pull that mug up on your phone."
Yeah, exactly. It's in your timeline. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And some of the stuff is definitely learnable, but it is definitely above and beyond privacy at this point. You know, sometimes
it ain't no privacy.
None. So it's rough. You know, it's rough to see that, but it's one of those things that we gotta learn. Yeah, they're like, look, if this don't, and the sad part is we becoming desensitized to this stuff, man. We gotta not do that. We gotta kind of. It's crazy. We got a lot of work.
You have to protect your psychological, mental, spiritual health as well, because you don't want to continue to see people that look like you get traumatized, and then, like you said, it becomes okay or normalized, or don't react to it. Like you said, we have to protect our energy a lot of times, but sometimes those images are put in front of us, like you said, psychological warfare.
That's a warfare.
You know, to like, we ain't gonna ever have nothing, we ain't gonna ever do nothing. And why am I even trying? No, you gotta control what's in your mind, those images that you see.
Well, see, they put us in that
alternative images.
They put us in that cycle, man, because we look at it's saying right here, Bridget said they're desensitizing our youth. Oh, they did that back when I was growing up, long time ago. NWA 2 Live Crew, that was desensitizing a long time. It's just a cycle.
Well, what they do in slavery, they would get somebody, tie them to a tree, and go tell everybody to come watch that N-word get beat. So they can say, hey. Exactly.
Sodomize
the same thing
in public.
It's the same that imagery that is powerful. We have to, again, that's another realm that we need to take control of and use for our benefit, use as a weapon for us instead of against us. So we have filmmakers, we have people out there that are doing and taking those images and support those people, like Tackleberry Bug says, that have the ability and have the talent. A lot of these young brothers and sisters have the talent. They don't have the financial support. They don't have the gear. They don't have this, that, and the other. They don't have people investing in them to be able to do those things, to get to the point of where, hey, at some point in the future, they become your ultimate, weapon, your ultimate ally, the thing that you need. So that's why, like Tackleberry Bug says, we have to support each other, because you never know what that person may become, what that person may be in the
You
future.
don't know.
That may be exactly what we needed to get us over, the hump. So yeah, we got to
And that's
keep
the
doing
crazy
that,
part
man.
because I'm gonna give an example to a YouTuber. This is YouTube. I used to watch him a couple years ago. I remember when he first started. I seen him change to it because his name was Mr. Organic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I never would have thought that dude to be in Malibu in a mansion driving a Rolls Royce
Right.
from YouTube. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Before
Mhm.
YouTube seen that you can make money, and if y'all don't notice, they change the rules every month.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They changed the rule.
Yeah.
They
course.
set the goal line, and then when you get close to it, they move it 25 feet more.
And that's
Like, hold
always
up,
the
man, I
case
was
with
just
us.
5 feet from the
Yeah.
goal. You keep how you can't compete with somebody that got control to change the goal line. It's like the court system; they change the rules whenever they want to. Okay, too many of y'all doing it is illegal now. That was just legal a year ago. But
Yeah.
what we got to do is, like I said, is always start with self. First, you evaluate yourself and see how you can be an asset instead of liability to someone else. Because if I'm not an asset to whomever I associate with, if I can't teach you something or you can't learn something from me, then really you shouldn't be talking to me. And that's just me knocking myself, because that's how critical I am of myself. If I can't provide a service or try to teach you something or uplift you or send you to another plateau, then you're wasting your time with me, and then you need to cut me a loose. Because if I can't do that to you and I can't bring that same energy for you, I want you to bring that energy for me, because if you can't bring that energy for me and I can't learn something from you daily, I don't need to talk to you. You're a waste of conversation. You're a waste of time. I don't want to
Like
be
Jay
around
said,
people that's dumber than me
time is valuable.
unless I'm trying to teach them. And if they're not learning, then they need to get away from me. I talk to that man up there in that corner a lot because that man is a plethora of information and knowledge of life lessons and everything, man. We have discussions. And hell, it's many times he tell me, Bug, hold up, you're looking at that wrong. I'm like, nah, man, nah, chill out. Think about what he said. Then I hate to tell him. I never tell him, but I'm telling him now. When he be right, like shit.
You know what? You know what it is, though, Bud? I tell everybody this, man. Being an old head, it's not about being right. It's being ready.
Mm-hmm.
I tell anybody, it's not about being right. It's being ready.
Sometimes you can be right, but it may not be the right thing to do. It may not be the just thing to do. A lot of things are right or legal, and this and the other, but is it just? We have to get back to speaking on truth and justice. True justice, not what the United States government thinks is giving their definition. We need to define for ourselves. And again, we have to have those institutions and things in place and discussions so that we can define what success is. We have to stop looking at other people and what they're doing and what they have defined as successful, and we see that it's not even working for them, and we're trying to do the same thing.
So
we have to stop that. Define it for ourselves. What's successful? What's happiness? What's this, that, and the other? Define for ourselves, and then move towards that. What works for us? What's proven? So,
and point Dexter, you got the right name because it's some self-evaluation I did a couple of years ago.
No, but I've been at the foot of many a people that Organization for Black Unity here in San Antonio, Papa Phil Johnson, who passed away a few years ago. He taught me so much, So I learned from history and this and the other. Learn from you brothers, learn from sisters. So it's not me. It's my ancestors, the people that I interact with on a daily, that have gotten me to where I am. So I don't claim any of that. It's just that I love Black people. I'm willing to do anything it takes. So that's just what drives me, keeps me moving.
Right. And see, once you take the self out of depending on the situation, once you take the self out, some can blossom. Because I don't look at people as gaining. I look at people as what I can teach you. Now we can uplift each other. If it's what they say, fair exchange ain't no robber. It ain't no robber. So we as people, man, I don't have to. We need to take this out the equation. That's how I'm gonna word this. We're gonna take this out the equation. I can't hang with Point Dexter for his contacts. That's the motive. You see what I'm saying? We got to change our motives of why we messing with each other, and we need to start putting light on people's motives when they trying to come into a collective. And we got to make sure we all have the same motive to come together to be in the collective. This is survivor Saturday. This is our survival, and people don't realize this conversation is our survival.
True.
This is 100%. Because without this right here, dude, we destined to fail. We got Planned Parenthood. We got these drugs. We got all this woman on woman and man on man, so we can't reprocreate. So think about it. Think about this our survival.
We got
And
COVID.
this is how it started.
Plague, baby. Shout out to the plague.
Man.
Serious, people. Ain't a joke.
Nope.
Never has been.
Yeah.
We all we got. Who said that? Is that what they said?
Yeah,
all we got.
Yeah, we all we
A lot
got,
of
man.
work to do.
I got that on the shirt, man. We all we got.
We
And
all
we got to stop always trying to get something and try to get over.
Yep, trying
Man,
to
I'm
get
tired
over.
of seeing
That's
every
it.
brothers. Man, I'm tired of seeing strong brothers that I know can be leaders, but they so caught up in trying to get over.
Mhm.
And they make them back the weakling that they are. And
Right.
they can be the king, man, but they a hyena.
But
How
see,
you a hyena with a king
Yeah.
body? You're a king with a hyena mentality. A lion, they have a structure. They hunt in a pride. Everybody got a specific job and a specific purpose. And when they come together, everybody eat.
Mhm.
They not water buffalo.
Yeah.
They're just running. That's
Yeah,
a
but
herd.
hyenas, they fight over the food, like aggressive.
And you see that.
Thank you.
What
They
happened
will
in
come
Africa
together
when
to
the
get food, they
colonizers
fight
left?
each other.
Who did they put in charge? Did they put lions in charge of these countries? They put hyenas who were ready to feed upon the weak. And that's
Correct.
why people ask, well, why does Africa have all these problems? Because the people they put in charge weren't no better than the oppressors that just left. They were oppressing and eating up people just like. So we didn't get here by accident. And again,
No.
if you're a student, if you're a logical person, you can start understanding that, glean from that, and move forward in a different way. But a lot of us, we're not willing to put that time, energy, and effort in to see how we got to where we are. So it's going to
Yeah.
be hard for us to get to where we need to go. So we really have to value that and put those things in place as well.
Man, we have been rolling today, man. Thank all of y'all for coming up here, man. People out in the chat first.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
We'll have to do this next Saturday.
I appreciate y'all, man. Look, I told you, remind me. Because when I'm not doing it, I will come. But look, I got the grandbabies. I be having so much stuff going on, man, to where I forget. And then you'll tell me, man, what time is it? Oh, Bug, you missed it, man. It was a good show. I was like, nah, man.
We need all y'all. We need everybody in here putting that knowledge and information and energy out there because it's about survival of all of us. I don't want to be surviving on the island by my damn self.
No, we here.
That'll be boring.
Shout out Jay the Shooter, Gunner the
Hooper,
Huckleberry Bug, Black Poindexter.
Yes, sir.
Me been shooting here. We're gonna be here next Saturday.
Thank you, everybody in the chat.
Thank you.
Peace, everybody in the chat. If you ain't follow,
be safe, stay dangerous.
All right,
Peace.
take care, everybody.
See you.
Man.